Hi, everyone. I am back. Sorry about the long pause there. It's been an interesting year, I have to say. Um, been off of YouTube for a year. You guys have seen this. A lot of things have happened in that time. Um, the last was I was saying that me and my husband were going to be going on a vacation because he has worked at his company for 10 years. They get what's called a sabbatical. And at that point, they get a whole month of vacation paid. So we had made plans to take a trip up the coast of Oregon. We've lived here for a while, and we kind of wanted to go up there and see the coast, and then also visit some of the casinos because me and my husband were married in Vegas. And so we just kind of wanted to stop in and see all the different ones here. Well, in the process of that, I had stopped making videos, especially craft videos, because both of my machines started squeaking. And it was like, okay, they need to go in, they need to get oiled. It's been a while. And in the process, I had dropped them off prior to us going on our vacation for 2 weeks. Now, the first 2 weeks were going to be going along the coast and somewhat inland. I'll kind of go over that. And then the last two was to be home to do some items around the house. Well, we started out on the trip, started out good, checking out different casinos. And then we got to a particular one. The hotel was not in a good location. So my husband is older. He's 72 now. And he didn't feel safe there. I didn't feel safe there. And we were supposed to be staying for like 3 or 4 days. And it was like, you know what? Let's just go ahead, cancel, and see if we can get a hotel at the room at the next location. And it was like, okay. And I was able to. The hotel was just, I mean, it was awful. It smelled like mold. You walked in and it was just like, and I have lots of allergies. Mold is like one of the worst things for me. I start coughing, I can't breathe. I'm very sensitive to it. I mean, it can be in the walls, and I know it. When I had brain surgery, our particular bathroom in our home had mold. We didn't know it, but I got sick, and I was like, something's wrong. There's got to be mold in these walls, and it was all moldy. So we had redone the bathroom and the adjoining bathroom, which was called the kids' bathroom, because it had mold. The walls backed up to each other. Okay, so I knew that there was mold in this hotel. And you could kind of see it between the grout and stuff, and it was just so strong. And you, you open the window, and the hotel was between two main highways, so you had constant cars, traffic, honking, everything. It was like, okay, 4 days of this now, and then the outside, it just wasn't safe for somebody older. You couldn't do it. So we just kind of said, okay, we'll go to the next. I called them. Yes, they were able to get us in. It was awesome. They were really nice, gave it to me at a good price because I was staying there longer. I was now staying 5 days, I think 5 days there. So it was really nice. And the room was real nice. I have pictures. I'll kind of include some of the pictures of the trip and the coast, just to give you guys an idea of what it was. It was a lot of fun. There was a situation, I wasn't feeling good. We weren't sure what was going on. Before, I had gone to the dermatologist, and because I had that side thing removed, well, in the process, I had this rash on my legs. And it was like, why is this rash there? I've had the shots that I need for, so I can't think of what it's called right now, but I'll think of it. But shingles, there we go. The shingle shot with the 2 shots, which were brutal. But I had this rash, and it was only below my knees, and nowhere else, just below my knees. And it was like, dermatologist didn't know, so she just gave me some cream to put inside some lotion, and said, put this on when it occurs. If it continues after you've used up these 2 large containers, then come back in. I said, okay, fine, whatever. So I wasn't feeling good, and I kept feeling more sick and more sick. And my legs were starting to hurt worse. My knees, my hips, everything. And I thought, wow, I'm going to be a load of fun on this trip, But I did okay. I had an appointment for the knee doctor right after our 4th week. It takes a while to get into a specialist. So had this trip. We went to Crater Lake. We did not know that in May, that's when we were there, that there would be so much snow. Well, there was only a little portion open. So you had a situation where you just went and you could only go see the lake at certain views because that's where they cleared the snow out. I was really hesitant to walk on snow because my balance was just not there. Not sure why, couldn't figure it out. Now, I'm going along. In an earlier video, I had said I wear a glucose monitor device because I'm a diabetic. And I just kind of, it acted up when we were on the trip. Thank God I brought extras with me, so had to put another one on and everything like that. We ended up cutting the trip early because I wasn't feeling good. We weren't really enjoying ourselves at the end. Nothing with me and my husband. We were doing great. No arguing, no nothing. It was just, we had enough. We wanted to go home. Our bed's comfortable and we want to go home situation. So we came home early. My daughter was working on a project for one of our friends, and she needed help with it. So it worked out because I sew, she doesn't. So we took care of that. I apologize if I look all over the place. I'm going to do that for a while until I get used to this again. I really do apologize. And I do have notes right behind the camera. So we went on that trip, came back early. The last 2 weeks, we were going to be doing stuff around the house. Well, we needed to replace our shed. So he had bought a replacement shed to put together. It was out of that thick, hard plastic. Really nice one, heavy duty. My husband and my son-in-law, they put it all together. Looks great. We had to, prepare the ground. We put rocks and sand so the water will go, because in Oregon, you get a lot of rain. Sometimes. We didn't get a whole lot this year. But sometimes we do get a lot of rain. And our backyard does hold water. It's really pitted. We need to replace all the grass. That's beside the point. In the process, our sprinklers had gotten a leak in the main. It's got 6 stations, and one of them was leaking. So we had so that had to be fixed and replaced. And then we had our backflow system. Here in Oregon, you have to have a backflow system so they know that chemicals and stuff aren't going back in the water. And it gets checked yearly. That was leaking, so we had to replace that. In the process of replacing that, we took and fixed. Well, we pulled up part of our our sidewalk down the side of the house. And so we had to lay concrete and all that. Replaced that. And then I was working on purging our kitchen. Have too many things that we don't use anymore. I'm trying to, eat differently, more healthy, less carbs. And that's another subject. I wasn't losing any weight, but I was eating healthy. I should have felt great. I did not feel great. I was still having to take the exact same amount of insulin. My face was blowing up. My legs were all getting all sores and everything. Well, got back, went to the knee doctor, and of course they took all the pictures and stuff like that. And then they said that, now in the process, I apologize here, my daughter and my son-in-law, which live with us, they took vacation. Okay, so she does all my editing, so I was like, okay, I'm not going to worry about doing any videos right at this point until she gets back. Well, that didn't work out because I was still waiting for my machines to get back. They were in the shop for 8 weeks. Very irritating, but that's the way it is. Very expensive wait. So we had that all going on. I went to the knee doctor. They say, oh, let's go ahead and give you the shot in the knee and we'll see if it helps. Well, it only works for a day for me and then it's gone. Okay. My body rejects it. Don't ask me why, but it does. So they were saying that, okay, come back in, we'll check the other knee. And they knew what was going on with the other knee, but because of insurance purposes, you have to go in for the other knee. I couldn't just do them both at the same time? No. Well, at least that's what they said. So I went back in. And she goes, oh, I don't need to do anything. I go, you don't want to put a shot in? And she goes, we know it doesn't work. She goes, let's go ahead and see if we can get the gel that they put in. And I thought, okay, I'm going to do some investigation on this gel and everything like that. Because I am allergic to everything, and I mean allergic to a lot of stuff. I can't have like metal against my nose pieces of my glasses. It has to be a glass. I can't have the little, nose deals there. Even it's weird. I don't know why, but that's me. I don't wear earrings that often because I have to wear 14 karat gold, and I just got used to not wearing them after the pandemic. So, but as we went along here, I went and looked at the prescription that the doctor was going to send to my insurance to see if they would cover it. Well, the one that they sent, I read all good reviews. There's risk of everything, and I thought, well, okay, let's see. But my insurance wouldn't cover it, and it was like, okay, but they would cover another one, but it was like $3,000 out of my pocket. Okay, we had it, but let's look into that one just to make sure. Well, when I got reading that, it comes from overseas. They've had a lot of problems with it because when shipping, it wasn't kept at temperature it needed to be kept. So it caused infections in people and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, I already have this rash and it hurts. Okay. It's now turning into like a blistering rash. And I'm like, okay, it's changing. What's going on? And so as we went along, I'm still, living life as normal and stuff like that. My mom got sick. So I put my health on the back. My mom's in a adult foster home. And she ended up in the hospital, and now she's bedridden. And the place that she was at couldn't take care of her. So we had to find another adult foster home for her to go into. Well, that's not the easiest. And I wanted something that's close to my home because it just, that's my mom, you know? So she was temporarily in another city, about 20 minutes away. I would go there and visit her. That was just a temporary facility until we can find her a adult foster home. So I was working with the state and everything, and they found a couple of them. One, they weren't qualified, not even. Um, Another one, the state said no, they're not qualified to take care of her. They're not a level 4, I guess it's called. What it is, I don't care. They just weren't qualified. So we found one. I went and interviewed the person. Really nice. She's a great person. She's a nurse, and she has diabetes. She's real skinny too. I'm surprised she has diabetes, but she does. So it was like, okay, I really like her. The place is beautiful and everything. So, and she deals with, my mom has memory issues. She's got Alzheimer's and stuff. And so she was prepared. She could do this. She had the help that could take care of my mother and do all the stuff that needed to be done. So we got her into there. Thank God my daughter has a truck. So she moved everything. It's not easy when you're having to move somebody. Now, mind you, we already took the stuff from the one foster home, put it in our garage, and had, I mean, our garage had a hospital bed, um, for, you know, little furniture and stuff like that, a wheelchair, everything. So took up a lot of room, but my daughter took care of all that. She took care of getting it over there because my husband had the back surgery, so he can't do like he used to. So it's hard to depend on somebody else, but you have to. And you never think that you'll get to this point. Because at this point, I'm hurting so bad with my knees, and I'm not feeling good. And I can't figure out what's happening. I haven't changed anything. I haven't changed medicine. I hadn't changed anything. And all my blood work was coming out fine and everything. And it was like, what is going on? And so she took care of that. We got my mom in there. My mom's very happy there, which I'm, my God, and everything. So that's one less, sorry about that. I hit the camera. Uh, that's one less thing I have to worry about. But now I'm at the point of, why do I not feel good? And I'm still dealing with a lot of life. Okay. Well, later in the year, right after Thanksgiving, like 2 days after Thanksgiving, my husband fell on our stairs. We have a 2-story home. And he broke his leg in 3 places. Lower leg. Now, mind you, he's 71 at the time. So it's like, oh my gosh. And we'll include some pictures either here or there of how it looked before we went to the hospital and the x-rays. So we'll do some editing and add it in so you can get an idea. It ended up, he had to have surgery. He had to have a rod put in his leg. When you have that done, they're not able to put any weight, any pressure on that leg. I'm thinking, wait, how am I going to get my husband home? And upstairs is our bedrooms. There's no bedrooms downstairs. So our life got turned all upside down. We had to, my daughter was nice enough to have a chairlift put in the house, emergency. We had an electrician come to hook that up. We had to get ramps for we have 3 steps into the house. We had to get ramps for that. Uh, we had to get wheelchairs. We had to get one for upstairs, one for downstairs. Chair lifts for the toilet on all the toilets, upstairs, downstairs. We had to get canes because we knew he would sooner or later be using a cane. Didn't realize it was going to be so long, but yeah. So we had to pull pull the hole on the stairs, where you hold on, down the one side off, and so the chairlift could go. Thank God I have stairs that go straight, but now we have a chairlift. Um, so me and my husband, since we couldn't get upstairs, he didn't want to go into a rehab. So, and I wanted him to come home. I could take care of him. I was going to get through it one way or another, for better or for worse, you know, till death do you part. And so we had to figure out how to get him in the house. My daughter took care of making sure that he was taken care of. We got him into the house. We slept on our recliners downstairs for a week until the chairlift could be installed and the electrician could come before the chairlift got installed. So, yeah, no. I don't think I ever have to do that again. That was hard. Um, at that point, I was not eating very well. It was convenience, muffins, things like that. I haven't ate muffins in quite a long while. So it was just easy, bagels, things like that. That didn't gain any weight. I mean, I was good, but I didn't gain any weight. But my blood sugar was everywhere. So it was, I think, 4 weeks. No, it was longer than that. 8 weeks. That no pressure on the leg. So it was really tough. I had to help him with everything, showers, everything. And then after the 8 weeks, then he was able to put some kind of pressure on the leg. And not the whole, so it was limited. Just had a walker and everything. Yeah, and we had to get a walker for upstairs, walker downstairs. I have 2 of everything now. So we're set. And I'm thinking, I'm going to have knee replacement because that's what they decided on me instead of the gel. Okay. Because I was going to have that gel. And it was like, okay, well then I'll be all ready. I'm going to deal with this afterwards. I have to, my husband's first, my health this next. He, at the 12-week mark, was able to walk, everything like that. He's doing well. He limps, he hurts. He had to go to physical therapy for a while. I was driving him everywhere. And the worst part is my husband had just bought a brand new truck, a Maverick, Ford Maverick, and a month before he broke his leg. So instead of him driving, I was driving it. I was enjoying it and everything. Yeah, it was fun. I like it a lot. But Yeah, so that was a whole fiasco in itself. Um, and so our house is all different now. I'm trying to get things still back to normal. I had to take a bunch of pictures off the walls. I've gone through and reputtied all the holes because I'm not going to have a house that has holes in the walls. I don't mind having white spots where the putty is until we figure out, let me, my daughter and her husband, figure out what color of paint they want to paint it, because we are next year going to be giving the house to them. So, but yeah, so I've been doing that. I'm still not feeling good at all. And so I was doing the Dexcom and I was putting it on and switching arms and everything like that. And then the thing kept failing. It would go one day working fine, and then it said, switch it out, And I'm like, really? You know? So I was like, done, because it hurts. The back of my arms were hurting and they were sore. And I was like, done. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to take a break from for a couple of weeks. And then because now my legs are bleeding. These sores are bleeding. And I'm like, okay, I can't deal with this any longer. I'm just going to go back to poking my finger, give my body a rest, and see what happens. Well, took that off. I started feeling better within a couple of days. My legs started healing up. My arms weren't hurting. My body wasn't aching. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I was allergic to the Dexcom. Either the adhesive that's on there, because I am allergic to latex, it's not latex free, or it's the little metal piece that pokes into your arm. Be a combination, the doctor said, because I am so highly allergic to metals, even surgical metals, very highly. So guess what? I'm not getting my knees replaced either, but I'm working out to fix my knees. So we're good there. But I can't wear a Dexcom anymore, finding this out. And it's quite nice because my legs have healed up. No sores, no bloody sores. And I feel a lot better. A lot better. I'm not fully back to normal. Um, it's going to take a while. I've been using that for like 3 or 4 years. And then finally, it just, over time, in that time, it did that to me. And I thought, wow, I wonder if anybody else has had this. Don't know. If you have, comment below if anybody's watching this. But that is where we are standing right now. Except for I did get my machines back. And in between there, right before my husband broke his leg, not knowing they still squeak. I had taken them back again, have them, but I took it to their other location. I was done with our local one. I was done. They have several locations. I went clear on the other side of Portland, and I took them back. Also, in the process of that, we had a 6-needle that wasn't working. Been a year and a half. They said there was parts that had been ordered for it, but they were having a hard time getting it. Well, the person in Portland, he works on the 6 needles. The local one we were taking to, they should never touch a 6-needle, plain and simple. But he looked at it, 8 hours, found out it was missing 4 screws that they forgot to put back in it. That was all that was wrong with it. It needed no parts. It had been down for a year and a half. I was not happy at all. So we got that back. Works beautifully. Got my machines back. They don't squeak, but one wasn't working. The other was the thread wouldn't stay in the guide right above the needle. It's called the 6 feet through. So I had to take it back. Took 3 minutes to fix the one with the thread. The other one was, oh, they fixed it correctly, and I was threading it incorrectly because the other site told me I had to keep the thread to the right, not to the left of the disc. That's the proper. I went, really? He goes, oh yeah, we fixed all that. So, so that's a learning deal I got to remember. Go to the left. So it's just been an interesting time. I have made a few items since I've gotten it back in the last couple of weeks. We'll include those pictures. There's some I won't because of copyright. I don't want to get in trouble. They were for artists and everything. But the one that I had from Urban Threads, it's a dragon. I'll include that bag. I made it a bag that's it can be reversible. It would be blank on the inside. The designs, if you turn it the other way, the dragon's there. So, but it looks really nice. I made that as a gift to a person because he plays D&D, and I knew he would really like it, and he really did. So that made me feel good. And knowing that my machines are working, now I'll get back to doing that. Now, there's going to be a deal. I have another channel, okay? Virginia's Crafts, okay? That is the one where all the crafting is going to go to. I will show previews on here while I'm talking and stuff like that. But to see everything being done, process, how I've done it, everything like is going to be on that. Once we do that, it'll be down below in the comments. My daughter will edit and put all that information in. So I just want to give a heads up. That's what happened. Life changed a lot. I apologize, but I'm back. So I hope everybody's been doing good. And if you like this, go ahead and hit like, comment, and I will get back to you. I check it every day. I see it on my phone. I appreciate the people that have commented, and I hope you like the contents that I'm going to be creating. So have a wonderful day, and bye.